Hello and welcome to another set of turns. I'm the False God. We are playing today as Phaeacia, and we're jumping in on turn 6 to finish up our, well, not finish up, but continue our expansion. So we are going for a triple expand this turn. This was the hard one. We've got our chaffy stuff in the front to try and eat, and our better stuff in the back to try and eat the lance charges of this colossal amount of heavy cav. And what is this? There's 18, 20 heavy cav plus heavy infantry. It's pretty dangerous. Our dude in the back is doing aim, and then he's going to try and do false fetters on these heavy cav to try and make them a little bit easier for us to kill. Currently, though, he's planning on casting slime because he's not in range. But here comes the false fetters. We definitely get some good damage in with our javelins, and then you can see they crash into us and kill the shit out of us. We mostly hit our own guys with false fetters. Got one heavy cav. There's some more heavy cav. The heavy, or the light infantry, the larger light infantry now getting involved. Unfortunately, we're not getting a lot of great contact on the people who are fettered, but that does mean that they're not attacking and such. And we are surrounding them. The heavy infantry are coming into support on this side, but we're making good progress on this side. We've just about finished off this wing. Our little troops are indeed retreating. He's now off script and has decided that the right thing to do is cast slime and not fetters, but they appear to be, it's just a handful of them up. We'll go ahead and speed up. We are going to go ahead and clean them up. The archers route off as well. So we definitely needed to bring all these extras, right? We lost 23 little guys and 3 of the Colossi light infantry. But we did manage to make it through the heavy cav there. And we'll check it out. I think it's a cool province. Here we are attacking the Independence Underwater, which should go just fine because we have the shipwreckers. And as you can see, they're just insane. No losses. And then our Bandar band going up against some archers, some militia, and some heavy infantry. And these guys are pretty good, I think. Not like okay. Yeah, so these Bandars I think are pretty cool. So I had to step away for a sec to deal with some dog stuff. 12 attack for a 26 damage giant hit with this cudgel. They have 15 protection. Which is not too bad. They have a helmet, no shield, but they're not too bad. They're going to be able to cut through most garbage stuff pretty well. I think I scripted them badly, though. But they're going to be okay. We lost one Bandar warrior, and we did get the heavy horseman. So, we are now going for a quad expand, because we're going to hit the Bandar band here. We're going to have the heavy horsemen go here as intended. This group now, I'm more concerned because they lost so many. I don't think that they can fight. This got even larger, by the way. I don't immediately think that they can take these cataphracts. So they're going to move here instead. And then we're going to recruit up our next party, right, with another Colossi Storm Captain. And then we're going to look to hit this, I believe, the turn after. These guys from here can sail all the way over here. Whether we have Dominion spread or not. And join up with this, so we'll have one giant-sized party to take this out. This province also looks fine. It's just not quite as high priority. So we're going to have perfect borders over here, assuming we get this. We can see Nazca is to our north. So we don't have perfect borders there. But we're going to try and get this, so we'll have 2 out of 3. Shiniyama, still, no one has gotten anything, and no one has gotten anything on our southern border. So, alright, the dogs have gone berserk outside. I have to go and deal with them. Alright, back again. So we've got some nice borders going on, right? It's turn 6. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 provinces, and we're going for a quad expand, which is nice. We're starting our palisade here. Which is also, I mean, we had enough gold, right, to send a try and hire a full expansion party to We are going to go ahead. We're going to bid on Victor's Villains in land 38, which is here. The idea being that we will use them as chaff in front of the Cataphracts when we then also attack next turn. Anyway, Nazca to our north. So Nazca is a really interesting opportunity for us. Typically, everyone wants to fight Nazca, right? People are generally happy to sort of get them eliminated, and you can sometimes buy yourself a lot of credit towards naps or not being attacked by other players if you are part of the team attacking Nazca, or coalition, or even by yourself. I do not remember the precise turns, but Nazca did reach out to me for a nap, which I told him I would consider. And I did consider it, but I ultimately considered that I don't think I needed it. I believe it was like a turn or two before, because he offered the nap in exchange for letting me have this province and this province. And I'm going to take both those provinces without needing any permission. So that part of the deal isn't as valuable to me. But I continued considering it until eventually we'll find out who this is over here. But they're going to potentially be interested in a fight here as well. So I think we'll potentially look to join them in that conflict potentially. But I did consider it. If I like really hated my border with somebody else, it's possible I wouldn't have gone after Nazca. They're tough for us to fight early, right? I mean, they've got we assume a Hellbless. We can't see anything yet, and their name suggests it isn't. I think that they're liars. Going for some defeat. And having them be around long term is kind of bad news for us, because they can fly and attack us, and they're gonna have so many flyers, right, that they can usually one turn pop forts, including our capital. So it'd be hard for us to necessarily reinforce as much as we might otherwise be able to. So I think that there's a lot of good reasons for us to want Nazca dead, but I did consider the request when he offered it. I didn't dismiss it entirely out of hand. But so yeah, so we're gonna send our band over here, do our expansions. We are recruiting, yeah, like I said, another storm captain, and we're gonna try and take a bunch of provinces next turn. Let's go ahead and jump to that turn 7. MA Sacred Crusade, turn 7. Alright, we finished Evocation, and then we're starting up Conjuration. We definitely want at least Conjuration 3 for the powers, and we might want to go all the way up to 5 for the elementals. We have the opportunity to go either way. Okay, I'm back again. That was like a 20-minute pause, so I apologize if I cover anything that we already covered. Conjuration, I think I was in the middle of. We definitely want at least the powers at 3. And we probably want the elementals at 5. But like all elemental heavy nations, we have strong considerations for, or not all elementals, just air elemental heavy nations. We have strong considerations for Evocation 5 for Storm Thunderstrike. We also certainly need Thaumaturgy 1 for Communions. And then Enchantment and Alteration also both give us pieces of Flaming Arrows and Wind Guide, which are also options. Currently, I feel that Conjuration is the most flexible, as it's also important, at least for the first couple levels, for the evocation strategy. So I felt like it gave us the greatest flexibility going forward. We also want construction. When possible, we could get a one gem discount, obviously, on the, or we have a forge bonus right on our weavers, so we could make quills slightly more efficiently. So construction has some good uses as well. And then with alteration construction, we can start getting our Phaeacian storm commanders, whatever they're called. The guys with armor, the commanders with armor, they can do some good thugging. But let's go ahead. We tried 4 battles this turn, so we're going for a pretty big expand. We got the Bandar Band against Garbage. And they're going to go ahead and chop right through that garbage in the front line. They're going to hit the back line and chop right through that garbage as well. No losses on our Bandars. Here, so again, this is sort of our standard formation. This guy in the back, aim, false fetters, and lightning bolts, depending on what we're up against. Here we're up against Wolf Tribe. And he's gonna now you can see he can start doing lightning bolts right off the bat. Give him a good what for. Javelins come out with lightning bolts. Obviously, the goal is to rout them before they reach us, and we pretty much did that. Now we get to run into the archers. And again, we're going to survive a lot more hits. We have 20 HP, and these guys should only have 10. Finish off the rest of the archers. We lost 1 Colossi Light Infantry to a warrior. Here is Hector and his horsemen. So it's a lot of heavy cav, actually. They're running into heavy infantry. Unfortunately, we are going to break most of our lances on the light infantry, but we routed them just the same and smashed them at the back line. 15 heavy cav and a heavy cav commander. And then our trusty band of underwater guys are going to once again absolutely make mincemeat out of the fish. We did lose 3 war shamblers though. Now I think, yeah, so we're gonna be down to 13 of them. But we successfully pulled off our 4 expansions on turn. What is this, turn 7? I think it's turn 7. We also got a Hydromancer and Boots of Youth. And we got the Victor Villains and some Earth Gems. Yes, this is indeed turn 7. We can see Phalegra is our neighbor over here. We can see their Draken. Which I think means this has to be Caleb. By process of elimination. And I think at this point, Phalegra and I entered into discussions on fighting Nazca. But we still need to finish expansion, of course. I didn't tell them. I wanted to tell them to be like, oh yeah, I'm almost done with expansion. But not a good idea. So the Bandar Band is running out their contract, and I don't have anything else for them to do. So I could renew their contract, and they'd be here, and then they could sail down here. Be fine. But mostly I thought we didn't really need it. So they're going to go and face check what is in this throne. Meanwhile, we are going to send our heavy cavalry mercenaries at 80 Lion Tribe. It's a lot of Lion Tribe, but the heavy cav are pretty good. We're sending this group and the capital group and the villains all here to deal with the cataphracts. And like I said, the villains I think should be in front. Everyone else will be behind to chuck javelins and lightning bolts and false fetters. Oh no, we're not sending the capital group. I got greedy. Okay. We're only sending the one storm captain group using the villains as distractions. And we're sending the other one to go and secure this province. I think that it is questionable sending this group here instead of sending them here. Because this is looking to secure this entire border, which can be diplomatically difficult. Alright, we're back again. Yeah, I think that we probably should have gone for this because this is diplomatically difficult, right? Shiniyama's probably not going to want to be friends with us if we own their entire border. Whereas currently we might end up owning none of this border. Now, Caleb, we believe, doesn't appear to have expanded this way at all. So we may still have time. But we also write, I think probably could have been a little better. We are also going to rebid the shipwreckers. because they're going to go and take this for us, and then potentially wander in here, depending on how I feel. I think it's very unlikely. Be very provocative towards Caleb, and I have intentions to go and fight Nazca. So being provocative at Caleb is probably not like a great idea. We do want to, so from here, right, we're gonna finish our expansion off. Hopefully, you know, we're gonna do this turn and this next turn. Our issue. So I think that I was under the impression that at this time that you could sail as far as you wanted to, which is not true. And so that means that we're not going to be able to make it from one of these provinces over here, which is problematic and is something that the Bandars could have potentially taken care of for us. I also could have considered taking this, but I didn't really want to fight Asphodel either. Now, Asphodel, right, had informed us that their strategy, not us in particular, the entire game chat, was going to be to go and totally screw one guy over. But if that's the case, it's not me, right? Because they're going to have a hard time getting to my capital with their Titan. So they could fight us here, but that might be difficult for them. So maybe we could have snagged this, but I thought it was very provocative. Or more provocative than I needed to be. So we're instead going to try for these three and take a shot at this throne. We're still doing the same kind of recruitment, but we're going to get our first prince consort to go and start site searching. 3 months left on this palisade. And then we need to start figuring out where we want to put our other palisades around. So you can see we've got 500 gold in the bank. We're spending it on everything we can except Indies and unforded provinces, which I don't want. We have our Sea Father, who we're super lucky to get. He's going to start searching. He will also eventually, I don't think it's good use of our funds immediately, but eventually he can make a lab underwater, and then he can voice of Tiamat all this stuff, which is pretty great. But for now, he's just going to search water to get that water income started, so we have it for the voice of Tiamatting that comes later. He may also, no, he does not give Gift of Water Breathing. But at Water 3, I think that is our highest easy water access, because this can get it, but it's only 1 out of 4, and we don't want to make that many Colossi Queens. The princes, oh no, okay, the princes, all right, it's not. We're going to have lots of princes, so they'll have Water 3. But yeah, we're going to try and take all this stuff. So let's go ahead and jump to the next turn, which should be turn 8. 8. So we've got 4 battles. One of these is, of course, the throne. All right, I don't know that we quite have everybody here where they're supposed to be, but we have all of our garbage up front. This guy probably could have been a little bit farther behind, right? We have uses for commanders. Pretty good amount of cataphracts, right? 6, 12, 14. Old cavalry trick, count the hooves, divide by 4. Nice lightning bolt there. But yeah, they should, I think we didn't, yeah, I think we got it right. Yeah, they're going to smash right into these villains who are going to die to a man. Except that one. There he goes. And then some of our other infantry are also in the front, but we then surround them, get them killed off, and are able to break through here. So we go ahead, we take this one. We did lose all the villains. We lost 2 colossi, and we lost 3 more humans. That's a great use of 25 gold as far as I'm concerned. This is the throne. So we've got Conjurer. These Conjurers, I think, are usually not too bad. The Circle Masters could be doing lots of, like, hordes of skeletons, potentially. I don't expect our Bandars to win this, right? There's no reason for us to give them to anybody else if we're not going to rebid them. They did get a rout on some heavy stuff, on a lot of the humans. And a pretty good number of them are going to make it off the field, it looks like. Yeah, so most of the humans made it off the field, so all that's left here should be the casters and the archers. Because I think all these are gone. So that's going to be pretty easy to take. I just got to be able to get an army over to it. And it's inland. Here, our heavy horsemen are up against supposedly 80 lion tribe, but it doesn't look like 80, which is, good news for us. Sleep cloud could be bad, but it doesn't really matter. Lion tribe are not very good in general, and the heavy horsemen are perfectly capable of killing absolutely all of them. We did lose 2, though. 16 against 60, we lost 2 guys. And then this is another fight against, yes, the ranged archers. Cavalry archers. Cavalry archers, as a brief aside, have to be one of the worst transitions from IRL effectiveness to Dominion's effectiveness. Horse cavalry, traditionally very hard to pull off. You can't just train horse archers. It usually had to come from, a people who had it as part of their culture, usually a steppe culture, but theoretically could be from other places. And if you had access to it, they're tremendously useful, right? And in Dominions, they're kind of just trash. They're kind of just regular archers. But we need to close here. We've got some lightning bolts still coming. We're really looking for a route. There's the route. There's the route. And we lost 2 colossal items. So you can see these colossal infantry are great expanders. We picked up a rebirth event and a hunter's knife. I think we also got boots of youth, which I mentioned, but they're going to spend the rest of the time until I put them on somebody, tricking me into thinking that they're earth boots. And I'm like, oh my god, I have earth boots. And then I'm like, oh no, I don't have earth boots. So like I said, probably would have been better off attacking here right away instead, because we can't reach it. So now we're going to attack all of our troops here. But Caleb might be able to steal this from us. Given their group of troops here. Our best bet is that they attack into our groups. And then we kill that group and then jump over here. We're still getting that guy in position. I think I was moving the heavy horsemen here with the intention of either fighting Nazca or fighting for this throne. Because I did rebid them. We also have a monastery of light here, which just has access to some priests. We're building a palisade here, 15,000. That is going to be our best province that we have access to. Unfortunately, the highest income province in Witchhaven has Will of Pestilence. So we'll probably look to try and get a province here at 31. Let's see. Didn't find any magic sites. So from here, we have some options. We're going to be finished with expansion basically next turn. And then we need to consider the various strategic objectives available to us. We can push into enemy lands that are going to cause us diplomatic hardship. Like here, 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 here. There's a lot of unclaimed crap. We're way ahead. I mean, it's turn 8, and we're gonna be done with expansion on turn 10. And if I was smarter, we'd have been done on turn 9. So we're way ahead of the expansion game. We can put all of our military together to go and fight Nazca. We will basically be magicless. And Nazca can have very scary sacreds. They do, in fact, not have friendly scales. Well, those are growth still here. I don't know if that's their growth. It must be. Surprising to see Nazca with growth. But, so they're going to have some probably very scary sacreds. The question would be, have they taken a Killy Bless or a defensive Bless? Because if they've taken a Killy Bless, they can kill a lot of our units, but we'll probably kill a lot of them back. And we currently are an economic powerhouse, and they probably aren't. Right? It's going to take them time to get Sapaya production going. They can only recruit so many units out of their so many sacreds out of their capital. They've only had so much time to get air gems for condors. So we might be able to fight them early, and even if we lose a bunch of stuff, if we trade a bunch of, if we just trade 1 for 1, whatever that means, we'll easily win. We make a lot more stuff. The other option would be to secure thrones, right? We know this one's weak. We need to check, it'd be nice to ping these, but they don't have like tough enemy unit types on them, right? Militias, longbowmen, knights, heavy infantry, heavy cav. Like, they're strong, but they're not necessarily normal fort strong. Wolf tribe. So all of those are options as well. They're kind of annoying for us in that only one of them is coastal. We do have, it'd be nice if we had a little bit more opportunity to easily get to them. The question, is how many of these objectives can we pursue at once? And are there any other options we need to consider, right? We do not currently have naps with any neighbors. Now, there's two, I think that there's probably two schools of thought our neighbors are going to fall into when fighting us or choosing to fight us. They can either say, I can't kill Phaeacia. That would apply to Asphodel and Shiniyama. I can take their stuff on the coast and I can try and work my way around, but I can never kill their capital. If I try to work my way around, they're going to be raiding me constantly. We're going to be operating kind of like a water nation. And that's probably not a winning proposition. Or it's not where you want to be, right? If you have other options, you should be able to take a more favorable war that puts you in a better position. Now, the birds, Nazca and Calum, that is not the case. They absolutely can fly and take our stuff. Like fight our capital. They can outmobility us because they're birds. Mostly, we actually can get potentially. I don't know exactly how much movement they have. Like, I don't know if we can get from like here to there faster than they can, or like here to there faster. But in general, they're going to outmobility us. So they could choose to fight us. The thing though with about naps is if I want to try and buy a nap or like get a nap with these guys, right? They're probably going to say, hey, I want one of your provinces, right? We're not really okay with this border. So I'm trying to get away without doing that at present. Playing the underwater game on land. So we'll see what happens. Again, I think we're currently still conspiring with Phalegra against Nazca. So that, I believe, is going to be our choice as opposed to pushing for these thrones. There's not a lot here. We may try and, like, we're going to send Hector. We may try and, like, snag mercenaries to get this. But we're not going to necessarily... I don't think we're going to be able to devote our big armies to it. So I don't know if that's... You need 7 thrones to win. If we had, 4 of our home thrones locked up, that would go an awfully long way. But... also fairly difficult, again, because a lot of them are kind of inland. So, I think we're mainly going to be looking at Nazca, though. Let's go ahead and do turn 9. Oh, we're getting... Alright. Actually, we're not going to do turn 9. We're getting pretty long in the video here. We're about at 30 minutes. So, we'll go ahead and pause it here. But, so we're at turn 8, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 provinces. And we're going to look to pick up 17 next turn, and then 18, 19 the turn after. So, great expansion. Shipwreckers, would recommend playing Phaeacia. If you got to start with the Shipwreckers as Phaeacia, it would be unbelievably broken every game. So, I do highly recommend it. But, with that said, I think currently we're angling at Nazca, and I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here. And go ahead and say goodbye. So thanks everyone for joining me, and I'll see you all in the next one.